In the sun-drenched suburbs of California, a life of luxury was meticulously planned. A trust fund, millions secured for a bright future. But when a ghost from the past steps forward, everything shatters. A family is torn apart, a shocking secret revealed, and a fortune hangs in the balance. Prepare for a battle where identity, deception, and unimaginable betrayal take center stage. Our case today involves the prestigious Lockwood Family Trust, established by the late Katherine and Richard Lockwood. Their only known child, Mr. Marcus Lockwood, believed he was the sole heir to millions. But his world was rocked when Ms. Eleanor Vance filed a petition claiming to be his twin sister, secretly given away at birth, and demanding her rightful share. This is a battle that will force the court to redefine family, truth, and the very meaning of a legacy.
Good morning. We are here today to hear the petition of Ms. Eleanor Vance, seeking to claim beneficiary status of the Lockwood Family Trust. Mr. Marcus Lockwood, as the current sole beneficiary, is contesting this petition. Ms. Vance, you may begin your testimony.
Your Honor, I am Eleanor Vance, and I am the rightful co-beneficiary of the Lockwood Family Trust. My mother, Katherine Lockwood, gave birth to 2 daughters that day, not 1. I am the twin sister of Marcus Lockwood.
Your Honor, this is an outrageous fabrication. My mother had 1 child. Me. I am an only child. This woman is a fraud, attempting to cash in on my family's legacy. My mother, bless her soul, was a straightforward woman. She would never have kept such a secret.
Oh, she would, Marcus. And she did. My parents, Katherine and Richard Lockwood, were desperate to have a son to inherit the family business. When they had twin girls, my father, in particular, was furious. They secretly gave me away to a distant relative who was struggling to conceive. I was raised in another state, under a different name.
This is insane. Where is the proof? Where is this distant relative? My parents were pillars of the community. They wouldn't discard a child, let alone conceal a twin.
I have my original birth certificate, Your Honor, listing Katherine Lockwood as my biological mother and showing my twin status. And I have these letters. Letters from Katherine, sent to my adoptive mother, detailing her heartbreak, her regret, and her promise that one day I would be recognized.
Miss Vance, were these letters authenticated?
Yes, Your Honor. My attorney submitted them for forensic analysis. The handwriting is unequivocally my mother's.
Ms. Vance, you claim your mother was heartbroken. Yet, you waited until after both of your biological parents had passed away, and the trust was fully mature to come forward. Why the decades of silence? Why now, when no one can confirm your story?
My adoptive mother, God rest her soul, swore me to secrecy until my biological parents were gone. She feared repercussions for everyone involved, and I honored her wishes. But once I learned about the trust, meant for their children, I knew I had to fight for what was rightfully mine. It's not just about the money, it's about acknowledging my existence, my mother's love, and her final wishes. Her letters, which I have, express profound guilt about my brother being an only child and her desire to make amends for the secret. The trust, intended for their children, was her way of doing that, even if she couldn't openly declare me.
It is about the money. She's after the money.
Mr. Lockwood, silence. You will have your turn.
Ms. Vance, your mother's trust explicitly stipulated the beneficiary as my son, Marcus Lockwood. There is no mention of children or a twin. How do you reconcile that with your claim?
Because my mother was living a lie, forced by my father's expectations. Her private letters, which I have, reveal her true feelings and her profound guilt. She desperately wanted to include me, but couldn't openly defy my father's wishes about the heir to the family name.
The court is gripped by Eleanor's startling claims. Could Katherine Lockwood have lived a life burdened by such a monumental secret? As the authentic letters are examined, a new picture of the family begins to emerge. But Marcus Lockwood's defense maintains this is a calculated attempt to exploit a tragedy. The judge now calls a key witness, Mrs. Agnes Gable, a former close confidant and longtime housekeeper for the Lockwood family.
I worked for the Lockwoods for over 40 years. Saw Marcus grow up. Lovely boy. This young lady, she does have Catherine's eyes. It's uncanny. Katherine, she often had a sadness about her, a deep sorrow, especially around birthdays. She'd get very quiet, and sometimes she'd whisper about a missing piece, a little bird she had to let fly free. I always thought she meant a dream she never realized, but now it makes more sense.
Mrs. Gable, did Mrs. Lockwood ever explicitly tell you she had another child?
Not directly. But she once said to me, holding a tiny closed locket she always wore, "Agnes, my heart holds a secret, a sorrowful joy I can never speak of. It's bigger than you know. I thought it was about a lost love. But now..."
The housekeeper's cryptic testimony, the undeniable authenticity of the letters, and Eleanor's striking resemblance to the late Katherine Lockwood all paint a haunting picture of a hidden life. Could a mother truly keep such a monumental secret from her family for decades? And how will Marcus Lockwood, whose entire identity is tied to being an only child and sole heir, react to this shattering truth? The judge now faces an impossible decision: to uphold a will or to rewrite a family's history based on the echoes of a past that refused to stay buried. The court has heard compelling, emotional testimony. The question is not just about inheritance, but about identity, truth, and the enduring power of a mother's love. The judge must weigh the clear language of the trust against circumstantial evidence, deeply personal letters, and the haunting testimony of a longtime family confidant. This is more than a legal ruling. It's a judgment on a family's fractured past. Judge returns to bench. Silence. All stand.
Please be seated. The court has thoroughly reviewed all submitted evidence, including the certified birth certificate of Eleanor Vance, the authenticated personal letters from Katherine Lockwood to Ms. Vance's adoptive mother, and the testimony of all parties and witnesses. While the Lockwood Family Trust explicitly names my son, Marcus Lockwood, as the beneficiary, the court must consider the full context of the testatrix's intent, particularly in light of newly presented, highly credible evidence. It is clear that Katherine Lockwood lived under circumstances that compelled her to conceal the existence of her twin daughter, Ms. Eleanor Vance. The letters unequivocally demonstrate Katherine's profound love for Eleanor and her clear desire to provide for her, expressing deep regret for the secret she was forced to keep. Mrs. Gable's testimony, though indirect, corroborates the hidden sorrow and unspoken burdens Katherine carried. A trust's purpose is to fulfill the grantor's true wishes. While the explicit wording names Marcus, the compelling evidence of Katherine's secret twin and her long-held desire to acknowledge and provide for her other child indicates a broader underlying intent. To deny Ms. Vance would be to perpetuate a historical injustice and ignore the clear, albeit privately expressed wishes of Katherine Lockwood. Therefore, the court finds in favor of the petitioner. Ms. Eleanor Vance is hereby recognized as a co-beneficiary of the Lockwood Family Trust, entitled to an equal share of the assets with Mr. Marcus Lockwood.
What? This is outrageous.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Justice, it seems, sometimes demands a deep dive into the hidden currents of family history. Eleanor Vance, the unseen heir, has finally claimed her rightful place. But at what cost to a family already fractured by decades of secrecy? Marcus Lockwood is left to grapple with a shocking truth and a divided inheritance. This case reminds us that the past always finds a way to reveal itself, and that the ties that bind, even those broken by circumstance, can ultimately redefine a legacy. Join us next time for another compelling case on Court Hour.